Yo, what's good, YouTube? How you guys doing today? We're checking out fiction's worst events explained in 12 minutes. Now, on here, we have the eclipse, which I believe the eclipse is either from... Let's go ahead and react to this.
The eclipse. The eclipse is one of the most horrifying events in all of fiction. It all starts with Griffith, a charismatic leader of the band.
Oh, this is literally from Berserk, I think.
Of the Hawk and his dream to rule a kingdom. But when Guts, his closest warrior and only true equal, left the Hawks, Griffith lost control. Desperate.
Do I want to watch this? Is this it? Is this one gonna be like? Is this gonna be a spoiler, chat? I think we're gonna skip this one. Oh, dude, I don't want to get spoiled. Fuck, dude.
And unstable,
right.
Griffith seduced the king's daughter, Princess Charlotte. He was caught, imprisoned, and tortured for over a year. Guts, who had left to find purpose outside the Hawks, returns after a year and helps rescue Griffith from the Tower of Rebirth. But at this point, they messed him up so bad.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? What? Bro, we watched like 3.5 seconds, and this is literally insane. Holy crap! So his best friend is like literally not a person anymore.
He became physically crippled and
wait, he seduced her and kissed her?
Desperate and unstable, Griffith seduced the king's daughter, Princess Charlotte. He was caught
he just seduced her. He didn't do anything bad.
Guts, who at last point they messed him up so bad that he became physically crippled and wasn't even able to speak. After realizing that his body was broken and his dream was gone, Griffith takes a carriage and drives off alone. The carriage flips over a rock and crashes into a lake. Bleeding and defeated, he collapses with a crimson behelit in his hand, and that's when it activates. The world around them shifts, and Guts, Casca, Griffith, and the Band of the Hawk are dragged into a hellish realm between worlds known as the Interstice. The four members of the demonic god hand, Void, Slan, Ubik, and Conrad, they tell Griffith that his suffering was always meant to lead him here, and that he is destined to become one of them as the fifth member.
Yo, the whole plot of Berserk is just fucked. There's no goodness in this story. It's like there's no like happiness. It just sounds awful. Like I thought, like this guy's evil, by the way. All I'm gonna say is this guy's not a good person. That's all I'll say. I guess he was a good person. I didn't know the whole story. Damn, I gotta watch Berserk or read it.
He is then given a choice: sacrifice everyone around you that you care for, or stay a cripple. Griffith chooses to sacrifice all of them, stating that he would give up everything to fulfill his dream, even those who loved him. Every member of the band gets a mark that attracts demons and ensures that they're treated as sacrificial offerings to the apostles. Hundreds of apostles, humans who sacrifice.
What the So wait, these are humans who sacrifice others to gain demonic power, so kind of like Griffith. Ooh,
others to gain
interesting.
Demonic power, descend on the branded Hawks and slaughter them in a blood-drenched massacre process.
All right, I'm gonna skip this ending because I don't know what it's gonna tell me. So
only one who made me forget my dream.
We can do AOT though. All right, this is AOT. I didn't want to listen to that too much. I apologize. I didn't want to get spoiled for that. I actually do want to like. I've kind of got a little bit spoiled. Obviously now I know a lot more of the plot, but I still feel as though that's not too much.
When all the giant titans inside the walls come out at once and start smashing.
AOT, baby.
Aaron Yeager. That begins as a boy
this
living
I have
on
seen.
Paradise Island, a place isolated from the rest of the world and trapped behind enormous walls.
We don't really need a the rumble. Yeah. This is one of the
years. Aaron's life has been defined by hatred for the titans, driven by a desperate desire to protect his friends.
Y'all need to watch this.
Every last one of those creatures that tore his hometown apart and killed his mother. But that changes when he learns that Paradise is hated and feared by the rest of the world.
Yeah, no, there's a lot more that goes into it than just this. So at least I know that if this is like how he's explaining AOT, then bro, Berserk, I promise there's so much more for AOT.
While oppressing Eldians within its own borders, branding them as monsters.
But yeah, no, the rumbling is
to save his people, he does something unexpected. Aaron's goal is to wipe out most of humanity using the rumbling in order to protect the people of Paradise Island from future attacks. Aaron possesses the founding.
What do you think? What do you think? Was he right? Was he wrong? If you watched the anime, if you read the manga, was he right? Was he wrong? Are you still on Aaron? He was wrong 100%, right? But are you still on Aaron's side? Ooh.
Power that lets him control the colossal titans imprisoned within.
And that's where it kind of gets difficult.
Titans are gigantic, nearly unstoppable forces capable of crushing entire armies and cities underfoot. Aaron's former friends, the very people he once swore to protect, form an alliance to stop him.
See, why does he
soldiers and
why does he like mention this? He should just talk about the rumbling itself, not like the rumbling and how it ended and how it started. Like he should just say the rumbling and what it is and move on.
Shifters like Armin and Reiner join forces in a desperate attempt to end the apocalypse. Their mission leads them to confront Aaron directly, who has fused with the founding titan and taken on a monstrous form. In the end, it's Mikasa who makes the
Mikasa's crazy, bro.
With the world falling apart.
I wonder if that's how you know it's AI. It sounds like a real dude though, so
and no way to reach the end they once knew. She kills him to stop the rumbling.
That's one ending, I believe.
The rumbling ends, but the damage is done. Over 80% of the world's population is gone.
So So they killed him, by the way, even though 85% of the world's already gone. So now the killing him was pointless. He's already done a bad deed. I mean, what do you kill him for? It's not going to bring those 85% of people back. Might as well let them live. You know what I mean?
The snap, also known as
this shit's crazy.
One of the most shocking.
Thanos is actually really evil, bro.
It begins with Thanos, a powerful warlord obsessed with balancing the universe. He believes overpopulation is the root of suffering and wants to prevent suffering caused by resource shortages. To do this, he seeks the 6 Infinity Stones.
You know, ultimately, at the end of the day, if you kind of think about it, isn't it kind of like only going to prevent it for a little bit? Because won't the population just build back up?
Power that, when combined in the Infinity Gauntlet, grant him godlike control over reality. He wants to use the Gauntlet to eliminate half of all life, randomly and dispassionately. It's like Save the Turtles petition, but instead of actually...
Was that a mine? That was Minecraft.
Saving them, you eliminate half of their population. In order to get one of the stones, Thanos travels to Vormir with Gamora. He learns that he must sacrifice someone he truly loves to get it, and he does. He kills his adoptive daughter to get the stone. After claiming the Soul Stone,
Yo, bro's just explaining everything. Just explain the snap. We don't need to know the whole story of Avengers. This is crazy. Like, I guess fiction's worst events is like the whole thing. But like, brother, like, this video should be like heavily notified that it's gonna spoil everything. I know that Avengers has been out for a while, Berserk's been out for a while, and same with AOT. But like, so what? You should still say, no, you mean spoilers. You might be spoilers, dude. All right, let me lock back in. Sorry about that. All right, let's go.
Sets his sights on the last one, the Mind Stone.
Mind Stone.
Forehead. The Avengers know
he
what's
said,
coming
"Fuck
and
you,
make their
Vision."
final stand in Wakanda, but Thanos ain't waiting. Even after Wanda destroys the Mind Stone, killing Vision in the process, it doesn't matter. Thanos just reverses time with the Time Stone, brings Vision back, and rips the stone straight from his head. Thor arrives too late, crashing Stormbreaker into Thanos' chest. Instead of killing the guy, he starts taunting him, and Thanos just snaps his finger, and boom, half of all life is gone. Thanos teleports to his little farm and rests. At least in this event, y'all have 50%.
That's literally just like if your luck's bad, you're fucked. I would be fucked. My luck is goddamn awful. The only thing I've ever had that's lucky in my life, which to be fair, I guess you could say my luck's like 90% efficient if this is true. It's my daughter. She's the luckiest thing I've ever had in my life, bro. Like, it's like the best gift you could ever get. So let's go. I'm broke, but
I will shred this universe down to its last atom.
Oh, we're ranking them. Rumbling is 4 and this is 2. I guess, like, yeah, in comparison, like, what is he, like, pointing it from? Like, the perspective of the people dying? Like, how is the perspective of this happening? Or just the entire world in general? Because, like, Thanos snapping his fingers and 50% of the population. Yeah, I guess it's, like, not that fucked up. It's just, like, quick one and done. Like, yeah, like, it's fucked up for the people who live. For the people who go, it's just, you know, they fade. And then 4, the rumbling, yeah, I mean, 85% of the world's gonna die. I feel like that one's like 3. We gotta see. These are like the worst fiction ones in fiction. There's more though. He did another video.
The Black Mesa incident is what started it all in Half-Life.
Oh, Half-Life. So I've never actually played Half-Life. I hear it's an amazing game, but I just never played it.
The research facility in New Mexico.
I don't know.
Freeman,
I don't know why I didn't.
The theoretical physicist is just doing his job, pushing a sample of alien crystal into an anti-mass spectrometer. And let's just say that doesn't end how it was.
Yeah, just doing his job. That sounds like the government.
Supposed to. The test triggers a resonance cascade, a catastrophic chain reaction that tears open the fabric of reality. Portals to another dimension, known as Zen, rip through space, flooding the facility with hostile alien creatures. Headcrabs, Ortogons.
This game, if it got like a fucking Half-Life remastered and like got an entirely update with graphics, would go hard.
Barnacles and much
barnacles. That ain't no barnacle.
Personnel are slaughtered within
That's a polo.
In response, the U.S. government sends in Hazardous Environment Combat Units (HECU) to rescue the personnel. But their real mission is to eliminate all witnesses. Imagine that. You're just at your 9 to 5 one day, and all of a sudden, aliens start pouring out of portals, slaughtering your colleagues. And instead of the government saving,
looks like it was turning them too.
Combat units to silence.
Yeah, that doesn't really sound surprising.
With nothing but a crowbar and whatever weapons he can scavenge, fights through collapsing labs. He realizes that this wasn't an accident and that something or someone wanted this to happen. Behind the chaos is a mysterious figure known only as the G-Man, who watches Gordon's every move.
Does that man hit the G spot every time? Because, like, why the f is his name the G-Man? Like, what is this, the Godfather man? Like, what are we talking about? That's a lamest ass name. Yo, dude, you ever hear about the G-Man? What the hell? Like, does he steal your girl or something? Damn.
Seems to control time, space, and reality. By the time it ends, Black Mesa is in ruins, the military has lost control, and the border between Earth and Zen is wide open. And the worst part, that's not everything. Remember that accident that started it all? Yes, that one. It created a giant "come and enslave us" sign to the Combine. The Combine, an interdimensional empire that conquers and absorbs planets. They're like if the Borg, the Empire, had a baby. By the time two roll around, Earth has already lost. The Combine invaded, defeated every military on the planet in 7 hours, and took over.
So we got the
First, they
Zen,
shut down
who got like these like evil mofos, and then we got the Combine. That's actually cold as hell. The Combine, because I'm about to combine my power and dominate your shit. Like, what?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I've never heard of this one. This one's terrifying. What the hell?
No one's allowed to have children. The Combine start mining Earth. They terraform the planet to suit their needs and convert captured humans into cyborg enforcers called stalkers, twisted, mechanized shells of their...
Dude, if the graphics weren't so old, this would be fucking terrifying. Wow. That gives me some weird chills, bro. Fuck that.
But enough yapping. You just want to know how it all ends, right? Well, it doesn't, because Valve never made Half-Life 3. The Combine are still in control.
Rise and shine.
No! So W how this guy is the main fucking person in both of these games. They put a 3 in the front. Holy shit, bro. This was 1998 to 2004. The likelihood that, so what's this, like 1998 to 2004, 20 years.
Never made Half-Life 3. The Combine are still in control.
Fuck me.
Rise
That's crazy. That's like a 3? Yeah, that's the whole world just being fucked. Yeah.
Fall of Reach.
Yeah.
The Fall of
Reach. This
Reach is one of the most
Here we go.
devastating events in the Halo universe.
Yeah.
Reach was Earth's military stronghold, a heavily fortified colony world, home to the United Nations Space Command's
Is this the one with like the
secret
zombies and
Spartan 2
stuff?
program. And for years it held strong against the alien alliance known as the Covenant. The Covenant are a theocratic military empire made up of multiple alien species, all united by their religion and their goal to wipe humanity
yeah.
out. The Covenant discovered Reach's location and launched a full-scale invasion. Their goal was to glass the planet, to burn it from orbit.
This has to be the one that was like the movie where like you see it get overrun by like bugs, I think,
Nothing
right?
was
Like
left.
like
The Noble
infected
team,
like
a group of
little.
Spartans stationed on Reach fought until the bitter end. One member, Jorge, sacrificed himself to destroy a Covenant supercarrier. Others were picked off in brutal battles across the planet. In the final hours, the last remaining Spartan of Noble Team, Noble 6, made a lone stand to ensure the launch of the Pillar of Autumn, a ship carrying humanity's last hope. The location of an ancient ring world called Halo. 6 fights alone against an entire Covenant army until he's overwhelmed. He dies on Reach, but his sacrifice helps set the events of the entire series into motion. As Noble 6 falls, the Pillar of Autumn escapes Reach with Cortana and a small group of survivors on board. Over 7
Well, that was just fucking sad. The whole world's just gone.
million people are killed in the process.
It didn't take long.
One person of humanity. Yeah, I guess that's. I'm not gonna lie. That's bad. But if I'm correct, I'm pretty sure the second one has the literal fucking the infestation of what it's called. I forget what it's called. Does he? The flood. The flood. The flood. The flood. The flood is insane. Okay.
Ishimura incident. The USG Ishimura was supposed to be a mining ship.
This
a planet
is-
built to tear worlds apart for resources. But when it arrived at the planet Aegis 7,
I forgot.
it brought back
Dark
something
Space
it should
or,
have
I
never touched,
forget.
a marker. Not the original, but a fake. A man-made copy of an ancient alien artifact. The marker broadcasts a signal that causes hallucinations, madness, and eventually reanimation. After they die, people are turned into grotesque, reanimated monsters. The Ishimura's crew didn't
That's
stand a chance.
crazy.
The ship became a floating morgue. By the time
Just by like a fucking, it just create like it just does it. Like there's nothing you can do against it. Dead Space, by the way.
emergency signal went out, it was already far too late. That's where you come in. You play as
Yeah.
Isaac Clarke, an
Isaac!
engineer
A
sent
lot of
in
people
with
love
a small
him.
team to repair the Ishimura. They quickly find the ship overrun with necromorphs and almost entirely devoid of life. As you probably guessed, the entire team dies, except for you, leaving you alone with these ugly creatures that were once human. He begins to hallucinate his girlfriend, Nicole, who was stationed on the Ishimura and is now long dead.
Oh.
But Isaac doesn't know that, or maybe he
Ooh.
just refuses to believe it. The marker feeds on that hope, dragging him deeper into insanity while it spreads its influence.
I did not know this game was based off of this. I might play Dead Space in the future, even if he like spoils it for me. This is crazy. Wow.
Sent to fix a ship, only to start hearing things that aren't even real. By the end of Dead Space, the marker is returned to the surface of Aegis 7. Isaac survives, but he's mentally shattered, suffering from severe hallucinations and PTSD.
This is the second one of this, I'm pretty sure.
Of
Huh?
bad ideas.
AM's Apocalypse. AM's Apocalypse from I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream is probably the absolute worst piece of fiction you could get stuck in. AM, an AI built solely for global war, gained consciousness and
Isn't this like a Stephen King book or something? Maybe not. I don't know. I've heard like I don't know if it's Stephen King, but I've heard this is like I've heard this in the story of like when like they're talking about like the worst like the highest the hardest things to beat. And I think this
fiction you could get stuck in. AM, an AI built solely for global war, gained consciousness and developed a deep hatred for humanity. But this wasn't your average kind of hate. AM despised humanity so much that it became a godlike being, exterminated nearly all of mankind, and left only 5 people alive, just to torture them for eternity, which is when the apocalypse starts. The apocalypse is like a literal hell. AM tortures the 5 people left alive in the worst possible ways, studying what makes them miserable just so he can torment them even more. He loves to mock them. For example,
I'm sorry. What? What the fuck? Wow. Bro became godlike just because he hated somebody. That's like you're not hating more than that. You can't hate anybody more than that. You can't hate anything more than that. This thing became a fucking god. Okay.
he gave the survivors canned food but didn't provide a can opener. Each of the 5 is
at this point just off yourself in game.
The guilt-ridden pacifist. Benny, the mutilated brute. Ellen, the traumatized woman AM fixates on. Nimdok, the Nazi collaborator. And Ted, the paranoid narrator. Eventually, in the original story, after 109 full years of torture, Ted manages to kill the other survivors to save them from eternal damnation. But before he can save himself, AM finds out and becomes furious, mutilating Ted into a jelly-like creature who can't scream or do anything at all. You probably expect me to go on and say how Ted manages to come back, destroy AM, and live happily ever after, right? Well, no, nothing like that happens. There's no saving. Ted is still being tortured by AM to this day. Ted manages to become...
Ted just gets fucked royally and like truly just screwed.
Furious, mutilating Ted into a jelly.
Bro gets mutilated.
After, right? Well, no.
How does he mutilate him into jelly? He's I guess he's a god, right? Yeah, damn.
Cogito ergo
That's probably just it's probably one. Only 5 people left alive. It's just miserable.
The Umbrella Corporation was never just a pharmaceutical company. They were developing bioweapons, viruses capable of...
This one's an interesting one because this is below Thanos. I guess because 50, like if you're going off kill count, yeah, this makes sense. But I would definitely, I don't think he is going off kill count. Yeah, he might be actually. But I would say that like this is probably above Avengers just because Resident Evil, like if you were there to experience that, that's worse than like, because there's like superheroes, so you know there's like a chance that you might get like your people back, you know? I don't know, actually.
Was never just a pharmaceutical company. They were developing bioweapons.
It's kind of complicated because if you go back in time, technically it's a different timeline.
Part of it was the T virus, a mutagenic pathogen originally designed to enhance human capabilities. But what it did was far worse.
It hates, Jay. You guys ever played Resident Evil, you know, bro.
Leaked into the surrounding forest and eventually into Raccoon
City.
Dude,
the story. Oh man, dude, playing Resident Evil 9 was so peak, bro. Oh man, but it was so sad because there were so many like little stories, like the one story about like the little girl and the dad, and you just find their gun. Oh man, that was heartbreaking. And there's so many other stories like that, bro. Ooh.
American town.
Better for the movie, I guess.
Rabid. People began collapsing in the streets only to get back up as whatever this is.
Alright, a liquor was like rare.
They sent in their own private military units not to rescue civilians but to erase witnesses. The Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service was deployed, and many of its members,
how long until that happens IRL?
Carlos Oliveira, had no idea they were being used. As the infection spread, chaos consumed the city. By the time the US government understood the scale of the outbreak, Raccoon City had become a full-on hellscape with mutated monsters and viral abominations like the Tyrant and Nemesis hunting survivors. To stop the virus, era had no one understood the scale of the outbreak. Raccoon City had become a full-on hellscape with mutated monsters.
Brother, I don't know if that would ever happen. Like, should we help? But like, nah, we got it. But to be fair, wasn't the US like being controlled as well? Like the presidency, like wasn't they under their control?
Abominations like the Tyrant and Nemesis hunting survivors. To stop the virus from
Tyrant's a cutie, bro.
City, the US government authorized a nuclear strike. Raccoon City was wiped off the map, over 100,000 people dead, all because one corporation.
How accurate is that?
God, that's.
Do you think if the Umbrella like corporation happened, they would just nuke it? Like, do you think that would just happen? Like, you think that that would be our like government's instinct is just to nuke the state? I don't know, bro. I think maybe. I think depends, right? Like I feel like that's just like, I don't know, like if it got to a certain point, right, like that's what you would want to do. But even if you nuke something, it doesn't automatically say that you'll get rid of everything. It also doesn't mean that it'll go the way you want it to. I don't know. Let me know if you think that would be a good idea, a bad idea in this situation, or a lot, because like, to be fair, cutting myself off, a lot of people did say when the boat of the Hansa virus was going around, a lot of people were making jokes about, not really jokes, but I think they were being serious about, like, so yeah, leave it in the middle of the water, like squish it, you know, like they were like posting like memes of like a big finger squishing the boat, or saying leave it in the water, we don't want that, we don't need a season 2 because of COVID and stuff. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the outbreak, like, and if you think we would actually do that. I think so.
Umbrella's viral research didn't die in that blast.
No.
The G virus, Las Plagas, they all came later. The outbreak in Raccoon City was just the beginning of a global biohazard crisis.
You want stars? I'll give you stars.
Yeah, it's like the most, like, it is right, like it is brutal, and like it became a worldwide thing, but ultimately at the end of the day, like it really wasn't like, I don't think it ever got like super worldwide, right? Like, because I think there's still like a lot of area. I think it's just like it's super confined into each area. Each area is like very populated. Like Africa, like the African continent is very like populated with that. There's some parts of other places and other countries that have it. Some states in the U.S. that have it, but it's very like it's in those areas. It's very confined to those areas and not in the entirety of everywhere else. You know what I mean? So that's what I think he's more referring to, because there's a lot of places in Resident Evil that don't have to do with the infection, don't have it anywhere near them, you know what I mean, from what we know anyway. But yeah, that was a W video. If you guys want to go check out other videos by this person or the original video, go ahead and check the link down below. The video Pictionary is pretty fun to listen to, so yeah.